the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series fires things off for the Tropic Thunder 140 right here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. That's right, we're plate racing for round number 11 here in season number 3. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave, bringing you all the calls from trackside as drivers already out there in the qualifying session. We'll see who can take the Goose Graphics Pole Award here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. Will we see last week's race winner, the only driver to go back to back visits in victory lane? Can Troy Radford put that Falcon Motorsports machine back at the top of the speed charts in qualifying and back at the top of the scoring pylon at the end of tonight's race? With qualifying just about halfway over, what do you say we go ahead and throw that timing and scoring over there to the left-hand side of your screen? It looks like we've got a little bit of a glitch in the matrix here, so let's see if we can't work that timing and scoring out for you real quick. Like, there you go, and we'll get right back at it. Here you go, top of the speed charts right now. We mentioned a moment ago, Troy Radford with the quick time at Daytona, 52:36 over James Oot right there in second. Guy Clem going to slot inside the top 5. Brandon Medford, Chris Medford rounding out your top 5 here in the Goose Graphics qualifying session. It's just a few more seconds left before we'll hear the music begin to fade away as time begins to tick away, and we begin to get a clearer picture of how things are going to roll off of the starting grid here tonight. Big time racing, big pack racing here tonight, as always, at these big restrictor plates. But these drivers have got something right around the corner. We were only about 2 races away from entering the playoff run. So drivers are beginning to have to look at where they're sitting in those point standings, begin to think about what they have to do and what they're willing to do. And here at the plate track, the granddaddy of them all, Daytona International Super Speedway, this is where you can make a lot of magic happen. You really only got to be around at the end. You can even have a beat-up, banged-up machine. We've seen it happen before. We'll see it happen again. You don't have to have the cleanest thing to get to the front. You just got to be near the front. And you're going to have yourself a shot at it here tonight. Troy Radford still sitting top of the speed charts here in the Goose Graphics qualifying session. So it looks like why the track begins to get a little quieter. Zach Cleat going to jump into a top 5 position. John Garrett just now rolling off a pit road, so we'll give Garrett a little bit of time to get by. And we'll get back to some of those qualifying times here in just a few moments. But first, why don't we jump into some of your championship standings coming into tonight's race. And there you can see, still top of those point standings, Chris Medford leading his Falcon Motorsports teammates by 4 points, and another 23 back to Brandon Medford. Mark Parker still running well this season. Great finishes so far in that 23 machine. He is right there on the inside of that top 5. How about Cody Giles with a good run as well? Giles sitting tied, knotted up, 36 points back with Parker. So both with great runs. Pamitat as well as Gutekunst and Garrett all right there within striking distance of each other tonight, can make a big dent in some of these point standings. Looking through the timing and scoring, we're missing a handful of drivers. There you see Juan Jimenez. He's already outside of the top 10, but your 2-time race winner not here in the field tonight, so he's going to fall a little bit further back behind the 8 ball as far as those point standings are concerned. So that's what your points look like after 10 races in the bag last week at Bristol Motor Speedway. Troy Radford dominating, walking away from the field, and looking to have a good night here tonight. I don't want to call him the Speedway King, but I do believe he took the Colonial Clash Super Speedway Series Championship. That's the 66 of John Garrett. He's going to go top of the speed charts now by just over 0.03 of a second. The 66 going to go to the pole with a 52:33. Looking down pit road, looks pretty quiet there. I don't believe anybody else is going to be coming out to lay down a fast time. So with just about 30 seconds remaining here in qualifying, looks like that's going to do it. And we're going to head off to a quick commercial break, then head trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Get your popcorn, get your sodas. You're about to witness a hot one here from Daytona International Super Speedway. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We rejoin the track as drivers begin to line up and get ready to roll off of pit road here tonight, getting ready for a fast one here at Daytona. There's everybody on the starting grid, and we're going to get ready to fire things off. Everybody rolling away. The bells begin to ring in the background. You know the sounds. You know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup for the Tropic Thunder 140, race number 11 here in the Colonial Clash Series, starting inside row number 1 inside of that Fort Worth screen printing Motorsports machine, the 66 of John Garrett. Troy Radford gonna line up just to his outside. James Oot with a great qualifying effort. He'll line up inside of row number 2 with the 41 of John Goodecuts just to his outside. Guy Clem, Zachary Cleek back in row 3, row number 4 here tonight. The 4 of Todd Cleek and the 46 of Chris Medford. Brandon Medford, Wayne Poker back rounding out your top 10. Inside row number 6, the 42 of Thad Failer. Just to his outside, fresh face newcomer. Debut here tonight at Daytona, the Titletown Racing 35 machine of Wes Fuller. Row number 7, the 5 of Scott Baker, followed just to his outside by the Woodard Motorsports driver. That is the 77 of Tyler Woodard, Brandon Pike, Cody Giles. Back in row 8, row 9, Dustin Franklin, Dalton Hayes. There's Parkhurst and Pamitat rounding out your top 20. Tyler Rex and Doug Wasaki gonna round out the field here tonight, and we're gonna get ready to drop the hammer in the restart zone, and green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. Your pole sitter John Garrett getting off to a good start, and whoa, a little bit of camera trouble already here tonight. Looks like somebody forgot to fasten those wing nuts on that camera on the post up there. Fell off and down behind the track. That's going to be an interesting little concept for a little later on tonight. We'll see what we can do with that one, but looks like we got one driver heading to the back, already down on the inside of the track. I believe that looks to be the 47 of Dustin Franklin. He wants to go to the back end of the field for the time being. John Garrett going to lose the top spot. John Goodecuts in the 41 machine with a big run on the outside. Troy Radford had a run, and he took it to the bottom of the racetrack, and he's going. And we're going to have to take a look at that. That's the second time here this week that we've seen that happen. But nonetheless, Radford with a good run up through the gears dropped down to the bottom, took over the race lead. He will lead lap number 1. Field still double file as we continue around this 2.5 mile speedway. Huge opportunity for some drivers on the outside of that playoff cutoff line to make up a big group of points here tonight. On half of the field, all 2 by 2, and then we've got a little bit of a snake beginning to develop back through the field. There you can see a lot of these truck drivers beginning to get it single file. We're going to take it 3 wide. Gutekunst in the middle. Radford way at the top. John Garrett going to open up that inside lane, and Radford going to fall back to the third truck. Outside lane as your pole sitter goes back to the race lead. John Garrett going to take the top spot away. We've got some drivers that had some issues getting to the starting grid, just now making their way off of pit lane, and they're going to be down multiple laps already. There you can see Estep, Smalling already with trouble. The 22 of Thurber unable to make the event. Looks like he's going to be down and out, and already beginning to button things up at the hauler as we stay side by side front of the field. It's double trouble at the front. Both the Johns going at it. Not Jimmy Johns either. That's John Gutekunst and John Garrett going at it side by side for your race lead. Heading back to turn number 1. We stay side by side all the way back to about 13th or 14th position here on the track. Really, a lot of drivers still mixing things up, and there you can see the train beginning to develop at the tail end. It looks like a handful of drivers ready to just kind of be calm and cool, and we got one gonna go big moves to the top of the speedway. I believe that was Wes Fuller. Yes, it was the 35. Making a big move from the bottom lane to the top. He's going to now be the 5th truck in line. Outside lane as the field comes back around. We'll complete lap number 4. Lap number 5 goes on the board out of the 69 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. You're watching the Tropic Thunder 140 right here from Daytona International Super Speedway. Still side by side is Garrett and Gutekunst cleaking. Ooh, right there behind him. How about that 65 with a big push on John Garrett, able to keep that inside lane trucking. And no pun intended that they are in the trucks. Just really a lot of momentum on that inside lane for drivers that may have to be checking up a little bit. They seem to be doing a very good job to save flight. 37 Machine of Guide playing right there. 3rd driver inside lane. So we're still side by side all the way back through your top 15. And at this point in time of the race, we're only 6 laps in. Drivers are afforded 2 fast repairs here tonight, so you can have a little misstep or so along the way. Hopefully we don't see too much carnage and chaos, but there again, it is a restrictor plate race. It is pack racing. You know how things can get at times. Quick decisions being made in a very short a distance to play with, so drivers are going to have to be on top of their game all night long here as we complete lap number 6 this time around here at the Tropic Thunder 144, the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Still leading the race, your pole sitter, John Garrett, gave up the race lead for a moment to Troy Radford. Radford was put in a 3 wide situation, headed back and safely into the third driver on the outside lane. 69 of Wayne Boker right there behind him. He's got a fast Ford F-150 here tonight. All of those Fords kind of grouped together, 6th, 7th, 8th on the speedway. Boker, Cleek, Fuller, having a Ford freight train out there. I believe all of them lined up behind Radford. And I apologize, Cleek's actually running down there on the bottom. We got the other 2 Fords at the top of the speedway. But leading the field, 6 fast bow ties, that's right. Quick Chevy Silverado's out there tonight. John Gutekunst actually going to get credit for leading that lap. So our 3rd different race leader of the night, very early, only lap number 8. 3 lead changes, 4 lead changes and 3 different race leaders. We've stayed clean and green through the first 7 laps. Drivers working their way down the backstretch here on lap number 8. Everybody still side by side. No 3 wide yet. Well, we've seen it for just a moment. Just about a quarter of a lap, we've seen these drivers go 3 wide. Will we see it again here before a round of green flag pit stops? No stage racing here in the Colonial Clash Racing Series. So with no stage breaks, you're not guaranteed any specific set of tire strategy. You're not guaranteed a fuel strategy. Drivers got to play it by the hip the entire night, and hopefully their crew chiefs, the statisticians, and all the brain childs down there on pit road get the strategy correct, and drivers are able to get to the end without too much of a hassle. As we watch the 55 of Nathan East step down on the bottom of the racetrack, down on the apron, letting the field go by. East-step now going to fall a second lap down, both himself and Thomas Smalling behind the 8-ball very early here at Daytona. They started on pit lane and have fallen 2 laps down from the field, and with no guaranteed cautions, it's going to be a very uphill battle, a really long night for both of those drivers because they're separated quite a bit, about 20 seconds between the two. Gonna go back, check in on Thomas Smalling. There he is, yeah, all alone right now, running at 170 plus miles an hour. It is not gonna be quick enough. This field gonna eat him up and put him a 3rd lap down here. Once again, I can guarantee you, there you can see that Pro Cup Racing Experience number 21 behind the 8-ball from the start. And he's going to need a lot of help here tonight. Race number 11. So we'll go back up front as we continue to battle for the race lead. A little bit of unstableness out of that 65 of Oot down on the bottom of the racetrack. James Oot and the Oot Renovations, number 65, running well here tonight. Had a great qualifying effort as well. James started in that 3rd position, and well, that's exactly where he sits right now. Your top 2 right where, or I should say 1st and 3rd on the racetrack, right where they qualified in 1st and 3rd. So a great run by those 2. John Gudekunst's going to pick up 2 positions. Zachary Cleek also gaining 2 spots as those 2 truck drivers tandem at the top. We stay side by side here. Lap number 11 going to come to a close, and we're starting to see a little bit of separation. We're seeing 4 trucks back in the back. We're seeing a lot of side by side here, but we're seeing 4 drivers begin to distance themselves just a little bit. I believe that's the 5 of Scott Baker, the 77 of Tyler Woodard, the 56 of Scott Mayhew, I believe. All right here, beginning to distance themselves just a little bit from the field. Maybe trying to work a little bit of a buffer zone if something does go down. A lot of the tail-happy machines out there tonight. So we're seeing a lot of movement out of all of these truckers as they continue to run here at Daytona. High banks, high speeds, high stakes as we get ready to head into the playoffs here in just a short few weeks. And it seems like just last week, it seems like, you know, we started season 3, and here we are already knocking on the doorstep of the playoffs. I mean, we're on the doorstep, just about 2 weeks away from when we will see the playoffs begin. And we're seeing drivers go at it here tonight, side by side through the top. It looks to be your top 15, still side by side, jockeying, battling, searching for the runs, looking for the energy. As always, we can count on Spencer to give us a little bit of the insight from the track and what these drivers are feeling and what he's feeling from the pit box. And it looks like Teal's telling us pit window somewhere around that 20 lap range. So drivers may be dropping to the bottom trying to get ready to come to pit road. But something you gotta, we always gotta take into account, all of the crew chief minded individuals, is okay. We can go 21 laps, but that's when we're in the front. What if we're that 4th, 5th, 6th truck in this train right now? What if we've stayed there? How about Zachary Cleek or Todd Cleek? Let's take Todd, for example, down there, 4th truck, inside lane. Fastest forward in the field right now, listed in the 7th position. But if you're Todd, you're able to stay out of the gas a good bit and still be able to stay right there in tow with these drivers that far back in the draft. You really don't have to be on the gas to maintain that draft position. You can really jump out of it about half throttle sometimes and maintain speed, maintain position. And that's going to extend that fuel run. That's where it's really tricky, and that's where drivers got to be really careful about how they judge that. I mean, Daytona, very big track, 2.5 miles around this super speedway. And if you run out of gas going into turn number 1, I don't think you're going to make it back around to get to pit lane. So as much as you may want to save fuel to extend that fuel run, maybe to lap 23, 24, trying to give yourself one less pit stop possibly than the rest of your competitors, maybe it's worth the gamble. If I'm one of these drivers without a race win, it's definitely worth the gamble in my opinion. I'm definitely going to go at it. If I'm any of the top 5 right now, well, it's going to be hard for, I say that, but it's going to be hard for Gutekunst as well as Garrett to stay out that long on the fuel, with them really leading both of these lines the entire time so far. They're going to be giving up quite a bit on the fuel mileage end of things. But I don't know. That 37, Guy Clem, 3rd truck inside lane. I may try to stay out an extra lap or 2. Really, I would say my number going to be right around that 24 mark. If I can get to 24, that's going to give me enough fuel to get to the end off of 2 stops. As crazy as it sounds, that would be 3 laps, 6 laps further than the rest of the field that's stopping a little bit earlier. If you're going on to 21, you're not going to have enough fuel to get to the end of the race. You're going to have to stop a 3rd time to make sure you do get to the end. But if you can possibly stretch this thing out to about lap 24, if you can get to 25, you're doing something big. But I would say lap 23, coming to lap 24, that's really my target fuel number. That's where I want to be. That's going to get me to just a 2-stop race and possibly give me a good buffer to work with as well. As you see the long train of trucks now beginning to form on the bottom, green flag pit stops definitely about to take place, about to get underway. And now to the front of the field, John Gutekunst down to the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to leave the 11 of Zachary Cleek and the 69 of Wayne Boker in that outside lane. Looked like Boker wanted to get a little run, maybe go 3 wide, but with the lap machine just off in front, drivers elected to stay 2 wide. We'll go 3 wide down into turn number 1 as the Pro Cup Racing Experience 21 of Thomas Smalling now going to fall a 3rd lap down here tonight. Very early trouble. It is just compounding as the night has been going on. He's going to be able to link up and stay in tow with a good pack of the field now, so hopefully Smalling has got that truck with enough power to keep the draft and stay right here. He can pit with these drivers, keep himself from falling a 4th and almost impossible to come back from lap. Now 4 laps down, that's going to be really hard-pressed to take anything back, and it looks like, there we go, big train of drivers to pit lane. A lot gonna stay out. Looks like it's about half and half and no trouble coming to pit lane. That is amazing. We've got over 10 drivers to pit lane. That is, wow, absolutely Amazing job by all of those drivers coming to pit lane. John Garrett, James Hooten, John Gutekunst, Guy Clem, Thad Failer, Woodard, Pike, Giles, Rex, Mayhew Jr., Pamitat. They're all coming down. Mark Parkhurst also came down. Already back underway. Looks like fuel only for the majority of this field. They're top 10. What do? Zachary Cleek gonna peel off of the racetrack coming out of 4, and everybody gonna head down pit lane. Well, we see drivers clean and clear through this one. Looks like it's so far. We're gonna take a look down pit road, and there it is. Nice little camera shot looking at everybody heading in your direction. Coming right at you now, nice and clean and into the box. Oh, the 11 of Zachary Cleek. Sliding through the box a little bit. And let's rejoin the race with John Garrett right there, the Fort Worth screen printing esports machine. Looks like he's listed in that top spot. John Gutekunst lost a little bit of ground. The 41 machine sitting behind John Garrett now. He led the field coming to pit road. Going to give up the race lead coming through the round of green flag pit stops. As there you can see drivers that made that late pit stop now being passed by the Double Johns, Double J. You remember that? Double J, Jeff Jarrett. You remember that guy? Well, we got the Double J at the front of the field right here trying to track down Medford and Cleek. They're going to head to the high side, and they only got one more driver to go. Zachary Cleek all by himself up there. There you can see that chrome down number 11 going to go flying by you. But he's going to have a handful of competitors gobble them up here very quickly because they're going to be going about 7 to 8 miles an hour faster. And there's the move to the high side. Nobody going to stay on the bottom. Everybody going to look to go around the 11 on the high side. Garrett, Gutekunst all get by. How about the 65 of Ood? He went right to the bottom. He was looking to take over the control of that inside lane, and he's going to do so. He's got help from the BJ's 23 of Mark Parkhurst. Now your top 12. All bow ties. The Chevrons. Quick here at Daytona. So 23 laps into tonight's race, we've already had our round of green flag pit stops. James Hood, who was running in third, now takes over the race lead. That's going to be our fifth different race leader. I apologize. The 11 of Zachary Cleek led a handful of laps at the tail end of that green flag pit cycle. So 5 race leaders, 6 lead changes so far. John Garrett leading the outside lane, looking to get back to that top spot. He's got a familiar one right behind him. The fast 41 of John Gutekunst right there trying to help John Garrett get back to the front of the field. Troy Radford in the Lucky Finn Project number 94 Chevy Silverado, third truck, outside lane. That's where he's been for the majority of the night. Radford led a handful of laps. I would say about 5 to 6 laps early in tonight's race. Took the race lead on lap number 1 away from your pole sitter. John Garrett led a handful of laps, but has struggled to get back to the front after getting put in a 3-wide situation right around lap number 7. Radford elected to back out and head to the back. And it looks like we've got a handful of drivers that have actually backed out and headed to the back. I don't know if it was by mistake or by design, but there you can see the money line, number 62 of Brandon Pike, running about 9 seconds off of that lead pack. Scott Mayhew Jr. with him, Wayne Boker, as well as Doug Wasaki, Todd Cleek. Third truck, inside lane. All of these drivers going to try to run with each other, keep a little bit of speed in their line. And oh, we got contact. 69 is going to come down the track into the 62. Pike through pit road, and that may be a pit road penalty. Oh my goodness. I mean, we got to give it to the 62. I mean, there was some heavy contact right there in the triover, forced through the grass and through pit lane, and he doesn't lose a thing. Well, lose some time, but doesn't end up packing it into a wall. So a job well done. Inside of that money line, number 62. Big time moment there for Brandon Pike. And I tell you what, let's jump back to the front of the field as we continue to watch the battle for the race lead. John Garrett leads James Hoot, John Goodens, and Mark Parkhurst. Right with Troy Radford rounding out your top 5. Then it's the Medford boys, 6th and 7th. Zachary Cleek sitting in 8th. Tyler Woodard in 9th. Guy Clem and Tyler Rex switching and swapping that final spot inside of the top 10. And we got a driver around. Drivers going around. Tyler Rex with a spin off of turn 2 down the backstretch. He's going to go to the inside of the track, and it looks like we're going to stay green flag racing. That was away from the racing surface. No problems or issues involved. And Tyler with some trouble now. Those rear tires a little bit unhappy. Looks like race officials going to go ahead and throw the caution. There is a little bit of a debris on the racetrack, so a little bit of cleanup now going to be in order. We're going to bring the field to a crawl back behind the pace car for the first time here tonight in the Tropic Thunder 140. Live from Daytona International Super Speedway. Thanks for joining us tonight here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. My name's Dave Whirl, and we're getting ready to jump to a quick commercial break. Pay a few bills. We'll be back trackside for all your green flag action right here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we're going to cut commercial short, and we're going to get back to racing into the restart zone on the gas quick, and green flag flies. Once again, here at Daytona International Super Speedway, we're going to have to keep the sponsors happy by going back here in just a little while. No, looks like that camera wasn't fixed just quite yet, so we'll continue to watch this field race around the track. I tell you what, haven't went to it yet. Let's go high above with the Turn 3 drone cam here from Daytona International Speedway, as we've got, well, I'll call it the first breakaway of the night. Your top three able to separate themselves. Now the 37 Guy Clem going to jump to the outside. He's going to take over the lead of that outside lane. 77 Woodard Automotive Machine right behind him. Tyler Woodard with a great run here tonight. 77 second truck outside lane looking to make a surge towards the front. We're packed up and we're back. Green flag racing here from Daytona International Super Speedway. Back through the triangle. Lap 31 goes on the board. Back over there to the left-hand side of your screen once again. Still side by side, halfway down the backstretch, and we're going to see a lot of jockeying for a position from here on out. I can guarantee you that. Just around the halfway point of tonight's race, and surging to the front with a big push at a 3 and 4. Guy Clem going to take over. Oh my goodness, we got calamity, we got trouble, we got chaos, we got drivers around tail end of the pack. Caution flag flies for the second time here tonight. Brandon Pike, Wayne Boker, Doug Wasaki, Cody Giles all caught up and involved in this one. I tell you what, why don't we go back? Let's take a look. Let's see what happened here. Now catching it just a little bit late. So I tell you what, why don't we take one more look at it? Let's see what happened here with Brandon Pike. The iRacing lead calculator replay a little loose on the bottom, and the 62 up the track. Hard, heavy impact. And that's going to catch up a handful of... Oh, look at Doug Wasaki rolling over. Oh, my gosh. Wild ride for the man inside of that 34 machine. And do we have the camera? Let's see if it survived this one. Doug Wasaki goes for a ride here at Daytona. On board now. And there you can see the chaos in front trying to miss it. He's slowed down, and oh, there's the contact up in the wall, and over the trunk goes. Never good when the asphalt becomes the ceiling. And there you can see Doug Wasaki going to come to a rest on his lid, turtled upside down on the track. Tough break for Wasaki. That's going to put an end to his night. Doug going to go right to the hauler after that one. That's going to open up pit road once again. Looks like we've got a handful of takers. Guy Clem going to stay out on the racetrack, and he's going to keep the race lead. He'll be your 7th different race leader here tonight, as we're under caution for the second time right at the halfway point. So you know, somewhat convenient. It's going to mix up the biggest mover of the race with the jockeying of positions, with drivers staying out and drivers coming down to pit lane. But why don't we go ahead and throw you a little bit of house cleaning, the mid-race report, your driver highlight and spotlight, a rundown right here at the halfway point. We started 26 drivers here tonight from Daytona International Speedway in the Tropic Thunder 140. We have still got 24 drivers out there on the track, but just 22 left on the lead lap. Thomas Smalling going to get his second lap back, and he's going to put himself back into contention. So a job well done to just stick it out and persevere through some early trouble. Nathan Eastep in the 55 also back on to the lead lap. So a job well done by both of those gentlemen and both of their pit crews. And the fuel strategy game starting to come into place. We got drivers with about 5 lap difference on the fuel and tires What does your top 5 do this time around? Does anybody come to pit road? Any takers in that top 5? And no, they're all going to stay out on the speedway. So this is going to make things interesting. We've got drivers coming back to top off as we get the one to go this time around. Man, I don't... 20 laps from here, you're looking at about needing at least 1 can of fuel to get to the end. If you stop from here, you're going to have to stop for at least 1 can of fuel from here. So that's going to make your stop a little quicker than the drivers that elected to stay out. They're going to have to take at least 1.5 cans of fuels to make it to the end, so you're going to get a little bit of time gained on the pit road delta. So an interesting little strategy here as we get just past the halfway point. What do you say we mentioned your top 5? Biggest mover of the night sitting just outside of your race leader. There's Guy Clem. He's going to show the way back to the restart zone and lead the field back to the green flag. Guy Clem sits in first. Brandon Metford just to his outside. The Knightstown, Indiana native running well here tonight. One of your biggest movers of the race. He'll start from the outside front row for this latest restart. John Garrett right there still running well. You can check him out on John T. Garrett over on the Twitch side of things if you're looking for a little insight on how things go down in the cockpit of that 66 machine. Zachary Cleek led a handful of laps. There's Cleek sitting in fourth. James Hoot, that Hoot Renovations machine looking quick tonight. The Cato native looking to do New York proud, and that's going to be your driver highlights and spotlights as we drop the hammer once again, and green flag flies here at Daytona International Superspeedway. Long train of trucks, single file, after making multiple pit stops underneath this latest caution. It will stay side by side at the front as we head back into 1 and 2. You know, with just 4 trucks somewhat organized, loosely organized, I should say, it's going to be hard-pressed for those drivers to try to do anything with those 6 or 7 trucks that are all lined up on the inside lane now. Troy and Radford are going to go up to the top of the racetrack. He's going to break up the train on the bottom. That's going to leave a big gap now back to that number. I believe that is the 5 of Scott Baker. Yes, it is. Scott Baker going to have a big hole to run up in. And that number 5, Ford screen printing machine, he's going to move inside of the top 10. He's going to move into 8th and look for a little more as Radford vacated the bottom and went to the top. That left the door open in a big draft for the 5, and he's going to pull the 47 of Dustin Franklin, as well as Brandon Bamitat in that U.S. Air Force number 48 Chevy Silverado, knocking on the door of a top 10 for the first time here tonight. Bamitat looking to make some noise late in tonight's race. We're knocking on the door of just about 30 laps remaining, so drivers better make sure those seat belts were pulled tight. A little bit of a wiggle off of 4 there for the 56. And we got 3 wide for a moment. The 83 of Brandon Medford going to get shuffled from the front to the back after being put 3 wide. We see this Falcon Motorsports teammate Troy Radford kind of get shuffled to the back with that same move to almost 3 wide. Once again, Radford looking for somewhere to go. He's going to tuck back in line in between that 56 and 35. What a run here by newcomer. Debut race at Daytona and not really making any noise besides good noise and good news for that 35 of Wes Fuller, representing the fast Fords. Sitting 8th here tonight, only Scott Baker in front of him. There you can see Baker on the inside, sitting 4th truck inside lane. So your 2 fast Fords going to run side by side back in turns 1 and 2. Guy Clem continues to show the way. Zachary Cleek on his outside, a little bit of side drafting through 1 and 2. They're going to open it up on the back stretch here. Drag race pushing and shoving. And drivers maintaining. And I don't know, Spencer, if you're still out there in the chat, if you're still joining us here tonight, what do you think here? Do you think these drivers played the strategy right, staying out? I mean, they're going to have to take more fuel if we get a round of green flag pit stops. They don't have to take tires, but they're going to have to take more fuel. That's no doubt about it. They're going to have to take more fuel than the drivers that came in and topped off right before we went back. Green flag racing on lap number 32. They came down pit road. So what do you think? You think those guys that stayed out may have made the wrong call here? I mean, we're probably going to see another caution. I mean, it is plate racing. It will be coming down to the end of tonight's race. We're knocking on the door of less than 30 laps remaining here tonight. Playoff spots on the line. Your top 5 have yet to go to victory lane this season. So everybody that's at the front, hungry to get to victory lane, ready to capture their first checkered flag of season number 3. So, I don't know. I don't think we've seen the last caution flag fly for the night. That's just me. Haven't really seen the big one. We had about 6 cars involved in that last incident. We're going to do the math, and 5 cars. We apologize. 5 cars involved in that latest incident. So we don't want to call that the big one with a 25 truck field here tonight. That's about a fifth of the field. It's not really that big of a big one. But now with drivers beginning to jockey for position and trying to set themselves up for a run to the end. Will we see those big moves? Will we see those bold moves? When will blocking be at the forefront? Coming to the end of the race, you got to drive in those mirrors just as much as you got to drive out of the windshield. And the battle up at the front still raging on. Zachary Cleek gets up there, but just quite can't get enough momentum, not enough energy built up on that high lane to really challenge that 37 of Guy Clem, who's got John Garrett tucked in line right behind him. The renovation 65 has been glued to the back of Garrett's bumper. Little follow the leader for that guy here tonight. He's been doing the job and doing the job well. Sitting third truck inside lane. Guy Clem gonna come, or James Hoot, I apologize, gonna come off of turn number 4 back through the triangle. Guy Clem sitting right there at the front of that inside lane. And the safe light repair, the safe light replace, the 37 Chevy Silverado. All right, see, me and Spencer somewhat on the same page here. He wants all the fuel he can have. I want just enough to get to the end. We should. And we both agree we probably haven't seen the last of the caution flag, so that's going to kind of take that fuel mileage out of the equation. But will it be before we see a final green flag pit stop? That's going to be the big question. Drivers trying to navigate and negotiate the lap machine. That's the 74 of Dalton Hayes. He's going to look to blend in here, and it's going to break up that outside lane. Big break up on the outside lane. The momentum going to go back to the inside. And a lot of drivers bailing from that outside lane. That's really going to shake up the front of this field. 5 trucks still lined up on the high side, still able to hang with your race leader, Guy Clem. As we head back into turn number 3, the safe light machine continues to show the way. Back across the stripe, lap number 44 goes on the board. 26 laps remaining here tonight. 25 when we go back around here in the Tropic Thunder 140. Race number 11 here in season number 3 for the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love. You let them know you appreciate all the action that they bring you each and every Wednesday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Show them some love, and of course, drop them that thumbs up while you're there, while you're at it. You know the drill. Click subscribe, smash the bell, but first and foremost, show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up. Field C's 25 to go, that latest time around the stripe, and we get ready to wind things down here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. Do want to take a moment to thank each and every one of the sponsors on board here with the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series boot renovations. Veteran owned and operated. When you want it done right, the first time around. Look no further than Hoot Renovations. Also, a big time shout out to Fort Worth Screen Printing, coming on board sponsoring a handful of races this season. So a big time shout out to that Fort Worth Screen Printing esports team as well. Fort Worth Screen Printing, your top textile screen printing needs met. From whatever you need, they got it. You can find them at fwscreen.com. Once again, that's fwscreen.com. Fort Worth Screen Printing. Big time shout out also to Butt Kicker as always. Feel what you've been missing. Butt Kicker puts the little bit of extra twitch in your seat, lets you feel every bump, every crack, every jump, every jostle. Right at the seat of your pants. Feel what the drivers feel as much as possible in real life. Also, another big time shout out to Pro Cup Racing Experience. You can drive one of the fastest cars on some of the fastest tracks today. If you want to get yourself behind the wheel, you think you got what it takes to turn some fast laps at one of these big speedways or super speedways, check out Pro Cup Racing Experience. Eurotech also coming on board, sponsoring a handful of races. All your CNC and machinery needs look no further than Detroit's leader. That's right, it's Eurotech Machines and Solutions. Goose Graphics also back once again with us here in season number 3, so a big time shout out to everybody over there at Goose Graphics, some of your best iRacing wraps. If you need a paint, look no further than Goose Graphics. So after the sponsors, after the lights have gone down, we will crown a race winner here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. Guy Clem with a move to stay out. Captured the race lead. He has not looked back. We took the green flag with just about 31 laps remaining. And we are 10 laps into this green flag run, 21 laps to go. That is a fuel window, so drivers will be clear from here. From this lap on, drivers will be able to come to pit road at any time and have enough fuel to make it to the end. If they fill the tank up again, we've seen drivers come to pit road back on lap number 32, and we've got trucks looking to come down and go ahead and get that fuel. That's going to be Guy Clem, Brandon Mefford, Zachary Cleek, all rolling the dice. Early pit stop, taking the road course approach. Coming down at the earliest opportunity. That's going to allow Troy Radford to get around the high side. Mark Parkhurst in that 1776 Motorsports BJ's machine. Gonna push the Lucky Finn project. Oh my gosh, in trouble. Radford with a push, and it goes awry. We got trouble on the backstretch. Caution gonna come out, and there is that pesky late race caution, and Radford gonna go for a ride here. Let's see if we can get a better look at it. Let's see if we can take a look. Big heavy damage on the driver's side of Radford, and we got trouble. We've got our third caution of the night. So what do you say we go back and check out the action? Let's see what happens. That's gonna catch it a little bit late after Radford already around. So here we go. Another look at it. John Garrett caught up involved. The 55 of Nathan Estep also involved. Cody Giles gone. John Gutekunst. John Garrett going to catch a piece. There's Radford spinning. There's the hard contact from the 7 machine. Big, heavy, hard contact there for Cody Giles. And that was a big hit for the Martin Sports number 7. And, well, that's going to put us back under caution, and that's going to put a monkey wrench in this thing right here. I mean, we've seen a handful of drivers come down to pit road. Zachary Cleek, Brandon Medford, Guy Clem, they all came down to pit road on lap number 49. That's going to put them in their fuel window. Will they pit just to have that extra little bit of fuel in case we get a green-white checkered scenario? Or will they just save the fuel under caution here? Fuel window is open. Pit road becomes a busy place. You can see everybody beginning to come down pit road. Everybody wants that fuel. Everybody wants those tires. The final run to the checkered flag begins in a moment. And it looks like Zachary Cleek, he is going to come back down pit road. Brandon Medford also going to join him. And Guy Clem, looks like their pit strategy has went out the window. Guy Clem going to come back down pit road as well. So as everybody's back down pit road, let's go back and revisit some of those sponsors. We'll be right back with all your green flag action here from Daytona.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
With that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button, and we'll come and get you.
We rejoin the racetrack side once again as the field double file off of turn number 4. Pace car ready to duck off, and we're ready to fire things off once again here in the Tropic Thunder 140. On the gas a little bit early, a little bit before that Geico restart box, in the 56 gonna give up the race lead. It looks like he may be, maybe, I don't know, a little slow on that restart. The Buddy 56 machine, a little slow on the restart, and that's going to allow John Garrett and Nathan Eastep to easily get around on the high side. 77 of Tyler Woodard, he's looking to get back around as well. There's Troy Radford, trouble for Radford, and he is down and out of contention now from leading to 1 lap down. That is just how quick it can happen here at Daytona International Super Speedway. So a tough night for the Lucky Finn Project number 94 of Troy Radford, and there you can see black flag being served, now jumping the restart zone. The 56 gonna have to come down pit road, and we've got a battle for the race lead once again for the first time here tonight. Todd Cleek looks to put that fast number 4 Ford F-150 front of the field. He's gonna have to deal with John Garrett, though. He's got a pretty good pusher behind him. Right behind him, right on his rear deck lid, the U.S. Air Force number 48 of Brendan Pamitat trying to get Todd Cleek to the front of the field. Can we see a night where we see both of the Cleek clan go to the front and lead a handful of laps? Todd looking to get the job done. John Garrett continues to show the way. On the inside of the track, he's got Nathan Eastep and James Hoot right there running with him. 47 of Dustin Franklin, next truck in line. So we've got a trio of Fort Worth screen printing esports machines down there on the inside lane right behind Dustin Franklin. You'll find the fine machine of Scott Baker looking to help out the teammates, looking to get them to the front as we close into under 15 laps to go. 13 when we cross the line this time by. A lot of big pushes now going on out there on the track, a lot of movement down the back stretch. And have we seen the final caution? That's going to be one of the biggest questions. Have we seen the final caution flag fly as the field gets ready to cross the stripe once again? Let's go ahead and drop that timing and scoring back out there for you. Let you follow along, find your favorite driver, see where he's running, see where they're at. There you can see the 56 of Scott Mayhew Jr. Trouble on the restart, jumping the gun just a little bit too early, and he's going to get bumped with a penalty and have to come down there. Serve a blank flag. Field going to come up on him quick. He's going to do the apron. The gentleman thing to do. He's going to be the kind racer and stay out of the way of these much faster machines here, all packed up running with each other. And he can off 1 lap late here. Scott Mayhew now going to drop back to 23rd. First driver 1 lap down, so he does have that lucky dog opportunity. Should we see another late race caution? 12 laps now to go. Man, I'm telling you what, lap number 58. Counting them down. John Gutekunst getting passed by Cody Giles. Gutekunst going to take that spot back once again, and he's going to head a little closer to the front of the field. Still outside of your top 10, though the 41 has been quick tonight, but he's found himself in trouble late in the going. Jockeying for position at the front of the field. Oh my goodness. Did you see that? James Hoot super out of shape on the bottom lane. He's going to come up the track and almost into the side of that 77. You can see the momentum lost there by Tyler Woodard, and that's going to open up the door. And thank you. I'll come right up there to the top. I'll take over the 3rd spot on that outside lane. A little bit more organized, recovering well after that big time moment last time. Whoa, we got trouble. 37 gets turned. 37 gonna go down across the track, and we got a caution. The safe light. The 37 machine with some trouble. Guy Clem gonna spin to the inside of the racetrack, and that's gonna give us our fourth caution of the evening. Man, that was, whew, that happened, it happened quick. Let's see if we got that one. Do we got that one, guys? We got somewhat of a look at it. They're telling us, and there you can see, out of the, just in the background, there's 37 of Guy Clem going to go around that. Baylor also going to come down pit road, so Baylor catching a little piece of the action late in the going. Fourth caution flag flies here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. And let's rejoin the front of the field. There's your race leader, John Garrett, as he catches up to the iRacing pace car. How about Todd Cleek? Great run here tonight for Cleek. He's going to run in that second position here. But man, how I mean, I said how about Todd Cleek, but look at Nathan Estep. That 55 machine, man, blasted out of a cannon tonight. He's up 22 spots. Qualified all the way back in 25th. Almost dead last. Well, really, if you think about it, Thurber was unable to make the starting grid. So Thurber had that 26 starting position. So from the back of the field to the front, Nathan Estep going to pick up 22 spots. He needs 2 more. And it will complete one heck of a run here at Daytona. So Nathan Estep definitely knows how to get to the front. What can he do once he's here? We're going to have to wait to see how it all unfolds. And the man right behind him in that U.S. Air Force number 48 machine, Brandon Pamitat. Don't be sleeping on Pamitat. He's up 16 positions here tonight. So he's made some big moves as well. And there you can see the 56 of Scott Mayhew getting that lap back. So in that lucky dog position, definitely he's going to help out his chances at a good finish here tonight. We're going to go back green flag racing with about 7 laps remaining. So there's still time for a really big one. And we'll see how drivers handle this. And man, if you had told me that on lap number 26, 27, we're just after a round of green flag pit stops that we were going to see 4 caution flags in the night, and we were going to see our last one fall with less than 10 to go, I might have called you crazy. Yes, it is Daytona International Super Speedway, but cautions breed cautions. Especially at restrictor plate races towards the tail end of the night. Driver's going to be willing to push it a little bit further. Going to be able to take, or going to be willing, I should say, not necessarily going to be able, but going to be willing to make a little bit more risque moves. The block's going to become bigger. The run's going to become quicker. I would expect to see some of the fastest laps of the race turned in over the course of these next 7 laps that we have in the night. Remaining here, as we drop the hammer this time around, John Garrett going to lead Todd Creek, Nathan Cleek. Nathan East, Todd Cleek. Oh my gosh, Dave, you completely butchered that one. John Garrett going to lead Todd Cleek back to the green flag. Estep and Pamitat back in row 2. Uten Franklin, row 3. Zachary Cleek, Scott Baker, row 4. Tyler Woodard and Tyler Rex will round out your top 10 for what may be the final restart here in race number 11, the Tropic Thunder 140, brought to you by the Colonial Clash Racing League. Season number 3 here with the trucks. And we're getting ready to fire things off once again. Who will be the restrictor plate king here from Daytona? We're going to have some crazy good action, so we're going to try to stay queued up with it all as the field sees the pace car duck off. We're going to hit the Geico restart zone and in the box and on the gas. Green flag flies. Once again here from Daytona International Super Speedway. And we got trouble. Todd Cleek going to spin the tires. And there's the big one. Medford involved. The 7 of Giles involved. The 56, John Garrett. Also, John Gutekunst going to get involved. The 65 has trouble. Oh my gosh. Dustin Franklin in this one. That's going to be a big mess. Right after the green flag drop, we have got trouble. Scott Baker with issues. And there you can see Pamitat on the back end of Cleek. That's going to send Cleek into the outside wall. And look at the parking lot of trucks behind this lead pack. The 5 even catching a piece of this as he drives away. That's Scott Baker. He's now shown in the 5th position, and he caught a piece of it. Take a look at it from the perspective from inside the cockpit of Dalton Hayes now. And there you can see Hayes, and there's the trouble. He tries to jump out of the gas and down to the bottom of the racetrack through pit lane. I don't think he's going to see a penalty for that one, but that could have been pretty close. That could have been much worse. There's the onboard camera shot riding with Dalton Hayes. Let's take a look on board with Chris Medford through his perspective, and there you can see just how quick that 4 went around. There's the contact between the 84, and he's now going to back it into the fence, so some big time trouble here for Chris Medford. And that's going to be trouble. That's going to be calamity. That's going to be chaos. We'll rejoin the field at the front behind the iRacing pace car. The Fort Worth screen printing number 66 of John Garrett going to take the top spot. And with just 5 to go, I believe this is going to be an official green-white checkered attempt. There you can see a handful of drivers trying to get off of pit road in time. I'm not sure they're going to beat that pace car. James Zoot does get the nod, and he is going to be able to go around the pace car. John Gutekunst, there's Dustin Franklin, the 7 of Cody Giles, and we got to check up on the inside. Oh boy, this is going to get interesting. Did those drivers beat the pace car off of pit lane? The iRacing lead calculator, number 42 of Thad Failer, still listed off of the lead lap. He's going to have to give up the track position. He's going to have to head behind here, the lead lap machines. And I'm curious. I'm curious. It looks like James Zoot may have gotten out in time, and indeed he did. He got the waiver out. He did not go a lap down, so job well done for all of those gentlemen. Getting out just before the pace car in the field. Put them 1 lap down, but what this is going to do, that is going to put a few of these Fort Worth screen printing esports machines lined up, nose to tail on this restart. John Garrett going to have a familiar face behind him. And well, no, Dustin Franklin actually going to see a wave around this time by Franklin. No longer going to be restarting in that 3rd position, so I don't know here. This is a tough one. I mean, who do you go with if you're John Garrett? You know the 48 can get you and keep you up front. He's done it earlier tonight, but we've seen on that latest restart a little bit of contact as we were getting up through the gears. And Todd Cleek gonna go around off of the front end of that 48. So if you're Garrett, are you worried about the push too early out of the 48? Are you gonna have your spotter trying to go down and relay some messages? I don't know, but indeed Garrett will elect to take the bottom of the track So he'll have that 55 of Nathan Estep just to his outside. Brandon Pamitat, Tyler Woodard back in row number 2 for the restart. Medford and Mayhew in row number 3. Row 4, Cleek and Baker, Smalling and Clem will round out your top 10. And how about the turnaround for that man? Let's give this guy some credit. Where's his TV time, huh? Let's get a little closer right there. There you can see that Pro Cup Racing Experience number 21. How about the turnaround tonight here at Daytona for that 21 of Smalling? Trouble, missing the start, falling 2, almost 3 laps down at one point in time, and now inside the top 10, and we're going to get ready to go green flag racing next time around. Field should see the 1 to go this time, and your top 4 have yet to go to victory lane. Out of your top 10 drivers on track right now, only 2 have seen a checkered flag in their hand. Leaving the racetrack, Brandon Medford took the season opener win, and Thomas Smalling dominating at the road course for his checkered flag. Looks like we might be seeing another new first-time winner here in season number 3, and it can't come at a better time for most of this field, as we're just around the corner from the playoffs. The drivers looking to dial themselves in, get the crew dialed in, and try to carry some momentum throughout the playoffs. We're going to have to wait to see how these next few weeks unfold to determine that chase grid. We know Falcon Motorsports drivers pretty much already locked in and guaranteed a playoff spot. Chris Medford leading the points. Troy Radford and Brandon Medford rounding out your top 3. All 3 of your Falcon Motorsports mainstays at the top of the point standings. Troy Radford leading the drivers in the win column. He's got 4 to his name. Juan Jimenez not here tonight, but Juan with 2 wins. He's the next driver in line. And then a handful of drivers, 4 of them to be exact, with a 1 race win. Will we see another first-time race winner? Or could Medford or Smalling pull off what could be the impossible? Back to the restart zone and on the gas. Green flag flies. Once again here from Daytona International Speedway, and we've got popsicle sticks. We're going to have 2 to go. Let's go, race fans. Everybody in the stands up on their feet. We've got the cameras out. Everybody watching for how it's going to go down. Outside lane going away very quick here on the restart. What does that 83 do? Brandon Medford looking to make a move. Here comes Zachary Cleek. Big push on the tail end of that 83. Going to get him a little bit loose, but trying to motor around, and Medford will clear. He will not drop down to the bottom, though. We'll stay side by side, working our way through turns 3 and 4. Man, oh man, drag race back to the stripe. Flies, it's the 1 to go. Final lap here from Daytona in the Tropic Thunder 140. John Garrett back to the point. You're a pole sitter in the Fort Worth screen printing dead parrot machine, looking to get the job done. Garrett ran well at Kansas in an ARCA race just this past weekend, so a job well done on that. Top 10 for Garrett. He's looking for a checkered flag. We're 4 wide down the backstretch here at Daytona. 4 wide at the backstretch. It's not going to work out for a handful of them. And we're going to stay right here with the action. Oh, big trouble now as we've got just 3 trucks motoring off of turn 4. Big crash behind them. And here comes John Garrett to the line. And Garrett captures the checkered flag for the first time here in season number 3. Brandon Pamitat going to take second, and Dalton Hayes with a fantastic run. Hayes going to finish out the podium here tonight. Crazy crash coming to the checkered flag. Tell you what, let's see what happened here, because, man, that was a little crazy. A few separate incidents. Go see what happened here with Tom Fleet. Yeah, well, that's the last incident we had, guys. Wrong incident. Let's see if we've got a few of those cameras, some perspective here. We're going to take a look at it right here. There's some aftermath. And it looks like they're saying we don't have a regular camera shot of that one. So I tell you what, we're going to go back to your race leader. Burning it down a front stretch. Here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway with the fans in the stands on their feet. Photo opportunity, smoke show for your race leader. Your winner here tonight, the 66 of John Garrett. As Garrett enjoys his post-race celebrations, we're going to get ready and geared up for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And we're live back trackside once again, post-race show ready to fire off here tonight. What a race, what a night in the Tropic Thunder 140 right here from Daytona International Super Speedway. And as the fans begin to file out of the stands, what do you say we try to catch up and run down and have a few words with some of the drivers that walked away in podium spots here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up that number 74 of Dalton Hayes. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, man. How you doing? How you feeling after, I believe this is your debut. I faintly remember you possibly being around last week, but either way, a podium in your first 1 or 2 visits on the track with this series, you got to be feeling good about that. I mean, it's Bristol. Does that really count, though? I mean, really? You know what I mean? Well, man, you came out here tonight. You made a handful of moves. You got yourself to the front of the field, up 15 spots from where you qualified. What was the team strategy coming into tonight, and where do you move from here?
And then they all crashed behind us.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it, well, I don't know. Sometimes it pays to stay in the back, but sometimes that's where the chaos happens when everybody has that kind of same strategy to go to the back. But there again, you see trouble at the front. So was there anywhere you were running here tonight that felt a little safer than others?
There at the very beginning, we were at the very, very back of the pack, just me, Dustin, and I believe Brandon. And right then, I felt pretty safe. We were keeping about like a half-second gap between the front pack and us, and so there, I felt pretty safe, just kind of biding our time.
All right, well, Dalton, again, congratulations on a podium finish in just your second trip to the track with the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Good luck moving forward. Hopefully we can talk to you again next week. But before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, thank you to all the guys at Fort Worth for letting me join their team and run with them. Thank you, everybody at the league. Everybody's literally been amazing since I've joined the league, and I totally recommend it if you're looking for a league. These guys are the right guys to get with. They run with class, and they're all nice. And shout out to Goose Graphics for the paint scheme. First skate night in this games, and we got a P3. So John definitely hooked us up there with a really good looking paint scheme.
All right, well, Dalton, again, congratulations on the first podium for you and your crew, and hopefully it's the first of many more to come, and we'll try to catch up with you a little later on throughout the rest of this season.
Thanks for having me, Dave, and thank you for the broadcast.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from the man. And, well, he'd like to sweep Bristol under the rug. Walking away third here tonight. What a run inside of that Chevy Silverado. The 74 of Dalton Hayes going to walk away with third. That's going to move us right along in the running order now. Let's see if we can't run down that 48. Let's see if we can't have a quick few words with him. Brandon, it's Dave. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, back in a podium. Feeling good. How did you approach those final few restarts, and what was going through your mind coming off of turn 4?
Absolute chaos. That's the only way to describe it. You know, the late restart, the force spun the tires, and you know, I lifted, and then he sort of went left, and then I lifted again, and then he drove it back up right. And you know, now all I'm thinking is, you know, the guys behind me are full throttle, so I gassed it up hoping he caught it, and I guess he didn't, and I hit him, and that just caused a huge one on the restart. Like I don't know, that was absolute chaos. And then the whole restart, you know, getting people and back up, that was also chaos. And the all that was going through my mind on the final restart was just, push John. I know I had a damaged truck. I know we had a few teammates up in the top 5, top 10. So, I know if I got out front, I was going to be a parachute. So it was pretty much just try and push John to the end. And I got to look at the replay, and they got collected in 4, it looks like. And I look in the mirror coming out of 4, and it was 1, 2, 3. And I knew Dalton had the run, so I couldn't really block that. You don't want to throw an unnecessary block on a teammate. So I sort of just stuck with pushing John to the end. I'm content with a P2 finish after all the chaos that happened tonight. So I'll very much take a 1, 2, 3 for the team.
Yeah, take the money and run seems to be the right thing to do at this particular time. You could have made that block, as you said, but you didn't want to mess up a teammate. I don't know. I may have threw it. I may have tried it. I don't know. It all depends on how much I like the team. No, I'm just kidding. But Brandon, again, as always, a great run for you. That's going to give your point standings a bit of a shot in the arm. You came into tonight's race on the outside of the top 5. Looking good for your postseason chances, though, as there's only about 2 weeks left before we get into championship form. How are you feeling about the playoffs?
We had a rough couple of weeks, and then I thought, we had pretty good momentum with the Roval and I believe it was Michigan. We got back-to-back podiums, so I was looking good with the momentum there, and I felt good with our chances moving into the next few races. And then I forget what was in between, but wasn't the greatest points days for us. And Bristol last week was tough, so. Moving forward, I'd like to at least be comfortable with the points where I'm at. I don't think I'm going to shoot up to a top 3 or definitely take over the lead in the points. I think there's too much of a gap. But, as long as we finish, I think, consistent top 5 and podiums and things like that, we'll be comfortable in the playoffs. It's, I think, a average, if you want to use that term loosely, track selection. So I think it'll be an interesting playoffs for sure.
Absolutely. We couldn't agree with you more. And Brandon, again, congratulations on yet another podium this season. Getting set up and ready to go playoff racing here in a handful of weeks. So again, congratulations on a great night here tonight for you and your 48 crew. Before we let you go, we're going to step back, and here you go. Mike is yours.
Yeah, thanks. Going into the playoffs, with the podiums all season, the main goal is, just to win a race now. Secure the most points that we can and put the truck in victory lane. It's been a struggle, but, I believe with momentum and teamwork and strategy, it's definitely possible. We've come close so many times. It's just small mistakes on my end that I have to correct in playoff mode. But other than that, I want to thank Fort Worth Screen Printing. The guys did a great job tonight with great communication. I want to thank you, Dave, for the broadcast. I want to thank my dad for watching and giving some strategy calls here and there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Looking forward to the playoffs in a few weeks, and it's just pretty much focused on points from here on out.
Well, Brandon, again, congratulations on the podium. We've seen you come home in 3rd. We've seen you come home in 2nd. Let's get this 48 in victory lane before the end of the season. What do you say?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, that's the main goal right now is to park the truck in victory lane and get a really strong points day and to hopefully keep that momentum up within the next few weeks before we actually hit the postseason to try and save a secure spot and feel comfortable going into it. Because right on the bubble, it's not comfortable. There's so many guys that are close. It's not like a huge gap between us. So I know we have great drivers in here, and the top guys in points are willing to fight for it. And I know that they can, so it's going to be tough, but our main goal is to stick the truck in victory lane in the next 2 weeks or so.
Absolutely. Well, Brandon, again, congratulations with a great finish, and until next time, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you very much, Dave. Have a great night, and thank you for the broadcast again. It's amazing.
All right, there we go. Final few words from Brandon Pemitat, who's going to walk away with a 2nd place here tonight. Not quite enough to make the move to take it away from his teammate. Pemitat content to run second here tonight from Daytona International Speedway, and that's going to move us right into our victory lane celebrations. To victory lane for the first time this season inside of that Fort Worth screen printing 66 machine. John, it's Dave. How you feeling after that race win?
Hey, Dave. Long time no talkie.
Yeah, right. I know. It's about time. I didn't want to say it, but since you said it, I mean, what took you so long?
Yeah, they brought in a good group of guys to race with us this year, so the competition has been pretty stout. So, first plate race Talladega, we got out strategized on fuel mileage, so we made sure that wasn't going to happen this time, and just lucked out. We all got together there at the end and pulled off the win. That first restart, I don't know why the four spun. That was kind of crazy. I don't know if netcode or something happened, but that was probably going to be a pretty good race until that happened.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos there on a late race restart. What went through your mind after you seen the trouble that the four had on that restart when we still had one more to come to? You, of course, were the control car, but what was going through your mind on that final restart?
Yeah, I was just looking down the relative and see who I was going to have behind me, and I knew my teammate Pamatute would be starting in third place right behind me, so I felt pretty good about it. Then we didn't get that great a start. The outside got a nice push on the first lap, but then we got some momentum coming out of four on the next to last lap and got a nice run down the back straightaway. And then somebody sent it four wide and it got crazy. And I felt pretty good about it then. Then coming out of four, I could see it was Fort Worth Screen Esports 1, 2, 3. So I knew I'd at least finish third, but I was hoping they would push me to the win there.
John, I've been up here in the booth for a good little bit of amount of time. This is my second season with you guys, and for the first time ever, I have heard four wide look good to me. Like, I have never heard anybody say that, but you know, when it's in your rear view, it's probably not a bad thing to see. So, congratulations being the first on bringing that to light for us. I never really thought of it that way, but as we look forward from here on out, you now got that race win in your back pocket. We're just around the corner from the playoffs beginning. What's the strategy for you in the 66 crew as we move forward?
Oh, I have to keep gaining some points. I've missed a few races, and I'm not really sure where I'm at in the standings. And I don't know that in this league a win doesn't necessarily get you in. I don't think unless they changed it. So I just got to keep gathering points and see where I end up. And it's going to be a tough road. Those top three guys, you know, they're super competitive. So I'll have to go to work to try to keep up with them.
Well, it looks like, as far as the point standings, I believe he came in right around that 8th place in the points coming into tonight's race. So with the race win, that's definitely going to give your point standings a shot of the arm and a big boost there. Some trouble from those top three guys going to help you out as well. So you are going to gain a little bit in that point standings. And yeah, the winning you're in, not a thing here in the Colonial Clash. So the security just comes from knowing you can get to victory lane. And now that you've been there tonight, do you think there's another track on this schedule we may see you park this 66 in victory lane?
Oh, for sure. I haven't even looked at the schedules, but you know I'm decent on mile and a halves and stuff like that. So I think we can keep charging, make a charge here when it counts going into the playoffs.
Well, John, again, congratulations on capturing the checkered flag here tonight from Daytona International Speedway. And in real life things, congratulations on the top 10 there at Kansas. Great run for you in that ARCA number 10 machine. So congratulations on that. But before we let you go here tonight and celebrate this race win, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or back at the shop?
Yeah, I appreciate it. On the ARCA top 10, that was a win in itself. I mean, we're a severely underfunded team, and I think we did pretty good for our class. So beat some better cars. We were actually racing for position there on the green-white checker. So, yeah, top 10 was great. I got to thank, same sponsors as my ARCA team, Dead Parrot Rum, Schultz Vodka, Head Candy, Cookout, Fort Worth Screen Printing, Athens Screen Printing, Hope Springs Water, Freelancers, Esports. There's a ton more. I'm sure I'm missing Goose Graphics, just John T. Garrett, Twitch. You wouldn't believe the support I get from everybody when I go race for real. The messages, text, everything. So it's all greatly supported.
Well, John, again, congratulations on your race win here tonight. And of course, in the real life side of things, congratulations on that ARCA top 10 as well. We'll look forward to watching how you go about things for the rest of this season over here on the simulator side, as well as the real life side of things. So until then, my man, stay safe, keep it fast, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again.
10-4, appreciate it. Anybody wants to get on an ARCA car for Phoenix in November, hit me up. We're looking for some help on that.
There you go. There you had it, John T. Garrett. If you're looking for some a chance to get your name out there, hit him up. He'll get you on that ARCA car, John. Until next week. All right, there you have it. John Garrett walking away with a checkered flag here tonight. Job well done. Walked away with the pole position. I believe he's just shy of leading the most laps here tonight, but he led the lap that matters, and that's the last one, the 66. Dead Parrot. Fort Worth screen printing number 66 machine. Parks it in victory lane. The Tyler, Texas native going to walk away with the checkered flag, and that's going to put an end to the post-race show. That's about it from us here in the production booth. So as we get ready to cut off the lights and roll up the cords, producer's going to hit those buttons, and you know those familiar sounds. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results in the Tropic Thunder 140 here in the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series. Walking away, top spot, checkered flag in hand, the 66 of John Garrett. 48 of Brandon Pemitan going to walk away with second, with the 74 of Dalton Hayes finishing out your podium drivers. Chris Medford with a good recovery here tonight. The 46 going to walk away fourth, with Thad Failer finishing in fifth. Scott Baker finishing sixth. Seventh goes to the 56 of Scott Mayhew Jr. Cody Giles back in eighth. Dustin Franklin in ninth. In the 77 Woodard Automotive Machine will finish back in 10th. Tyler Woodard going to round out your top 10. The Lucky Finn Project number 94 of Troy Radford going to finish in 11th, with John Gutekunst walking away 12th. Zachary Clink 13th. James Oot 14th. Brandon Medford 15th. Mark Parkhurst going to finish tonight's race. Final driver on the lead lap back in 16th. Nathan Eastep going to fall one lap down. He'll finish in 17th. The Pro Cup Racing Experience driver Thomas Smalling going to finish out his night from Daytona back in 18th. 19th. From the Tropic Thunder 140, the 37 of Guy Clem. Newcomer making his debut, ran strong all night long. The 35 of Wes Fuller going to finish out tonight back in 20th. Todd Cleek 21st. 22nd goes to Brandon Pike. Tyler Rex going to finish 23rd. 24th is Wayne Boker. Doug Wasaki back in 25th. And finishing out the 26 trunk field tonight, the 22 of Anthony Thurber. That's going to be it. That's going to be all from us here tonight. As always, if you haven't already, race fans, join us in that push to 3,000. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So with that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.